What's up, everybody? Evan J. Thomas here with the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. On today's episode number 20, is Jager Henry. Jager Henry, if you don't know, you will know because he is the grandson of the one and only John Bonham. Yes, John Bonham, drummer from Led Zeppelin. And his dad is the one and only Jason Bonham. So here we go. Going to bring you Jager in like 30 seconds right here on the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. We have an artist that basically you don't know the name yet, but you will. His name, Jager Henry. What's going on, my man?
I'm good. I'm just it's a rainy day in California today, but it's a cool one because Warped Tour just posted our video, so uh we're excited.
And you guys, your band, you're going to be going on like a little 2-show run. You're playing at the Whiskey A Go Go and then also in Vegas with the Nocturnal Affair.
Yeah.
So, what I heard is the Whiskey A Go Go is literally just like steps from your apartment. Is that
Yeah, it's
true?
it's literally when I first moved here and I was looking for an apartment because I kind of moved here on a whim. I was just like, I'm going, it's now or never. I'm getting old. Um
Getting old.
so I've like lived in this hotel for a few days and I was walking around, came across an apartment that was like for lease, and I was like, all right, perfect. Called them. I was like, don't even care to see it. I just need a place to live.
Got
And
it.
one day I was like, I'm gonna go on a walk to get familiar with my surroundings. And I just walked right up the street, and I was like, that's the Whiskey A Go Go. That's weird.
Then you got the Viper Room basically right
Yeah,
around the corner from there. So you got all those like cool venues that you basically grew up going to.
yeah,
And if anybody don't know his bloodline, he is a Bonham. So he's the grandson of John Bonham and the son of Jason Bonham, but you don't go by either one of those names. You
no.
pulled out Jager Henry. So how did the name change kind of come about? Obviously, you kind of want to pave your own path, is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so basically my name is Jager Henry Bonham. And I was like, growing up, I was always tired of people being like, "Yo, Bonham, Bonham, Bonham." No one would even call me Jagger. I was like, "I have a sick name. Use my name."
Yeah.
Like, and I basically just kind of when I started heading in the music direction, because I always made music, but I would go, and I didn't want to do it. I felt the obligation. I felt not the force, but like it's what they expect. So I tried everything but music. I played ice hockey, soccer, tennis, bodybuilding. I tried everything you could
You went
think of.
all across the board.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do everything but this. And for some reason, my heart just kept going back to making music. Like even days I'd go and play a sport, I'd come home and I had a little interface in my room and I would just like make music. And I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it as me. I'm
That
not
makes
gonna go out there and be like, oh, I'm Bonham. And my friends always joke, they're like, well, if you would have done that, maybe you would have been known by now.
sense.
And
Throwing a little shade over there on you.
yeah, and I appreciate it though because like to me I didn't really discontinue the family name because if people know my granddad's name was John Henry Bonham. So I'm still respecting the name and the history because we have the same middle name, but I'd rather you know me for my music than just a name. Like
So,
the greatest
mentally,
feeling.
I was going to ask you mentally though, is the whole bloodline thing? Does it give you kind of like self conscious?
Oh
Do
yeah.
you feel like you have to live up to the name, or you just like fuck this? I'm just going to do whatever I want and make it happen that way.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. I do whatever I want and I try to make it happen, but I definitely see a little bit of backlash of people who are upset that I'm not behind a kit or that I'm
Doesn't make
not
any sense if
making
people get mad at that. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
or that I'm not making classic rock. They're like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you screaming?" But no, I mean, hey, I've had some funny encounters. We played the Greek, I think 2 years ago, opening for my dad.
Okay.
Didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody, didn't tell anyone, you know? Just went up there as Jager Henry and was like, "Thank you everyone for letting us open. We're a little different, you know?" And then, classic dad during his set was like, "Thanks for giving my son a chance." He was the singer.
Oh dear Lord.
And
So he's gonna
immediately
be
this
at the
dude
bus.
like we're at the merch booth and this guy tries to fight me and I was just like, "Whoa." Like I was like, "What do you do, sir?" And he was like, "I'm in construction." I was like, "What does your son do?" And he was like, "I don't remember exactly, but he didn't say construction." And I was like, "How dare he?"
Yeah. He didn't follow my path? What an
He's
asshole.
not in construction? That's it, dude. I need to fight him now. Like,
There you go. Crazy that you have those, and obviously you have stories like that. Probably, like you said, the old heads kind of getting on your ass for not playing drums and not playing the classic rock. Oh, come
yeah.
on, can't you do like a cover of Zeppelin or something? You know you're gonna
Yeah.
get
The
that
only
hit.
song I would cover would be Bonham Wait for You. It's a
There you
classic.
there you go. So with all this going on, and you mentioned at the very beginning when you jumped on that you're gonna be on Warp Tour.
Yeah.
So kind of tell the people what how this kind of all came about being on this one.
I don't know. I recently started working with an agent and he kind of asked me, he's like, "What's one of your goals?" And I was like, "Well, I grew up going to Warp Tour." Like that's how I found kind of my scene, I guess you could say. And
Okay.
he hit me back and he was like, "Hey man, is Orlando okay?" And we were kind of late to the drawings because they're booking these things months in advance.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Orlando works perfectly fine." I'm from Florida, grew up in Florida, born in the UK, but grew up in Florida. So I was like, what better one to play? But have you seen the Warped Tour announcements? They're
I've
hilarious.
seen some of the lineup. So yeah, they do like their own little
Video,
social media
yeah.
push out for each band. So yeah, it's pretty so they just rolled yours out
Everyone's,
today.
yeah, they just posted one today for us because they did the 30 days of Warped Tour and then they posted the lineups. And then they kind of were just nice enough to be like, "Oh, if you made a video, we'll post it to like introduce you to the crowd." And it's just funny when you go and watch everyone's video and you read the comments and they're like, "Who? Who?" And I'm
Yeah,
like, "Dude,
exactly.
bring me the horizon. We're on Warp Tour, right?" And they were playing at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, "Why do you bring back Bring Me?" And I'm like, Bring Me were there when they were big, but they weren't huge,
Yeah,
huge,
exactly.
you
So you
know?
got to find those smaller bands at the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock lineups.
I
That's how.
just been
That's what.
commenting back.
Yeah, it's crazy where people have been. I've been to a couple Riot Fests and they are fucking badass. That's for sure.
I've literally every single comment that's been on ours, until I started this with you, I just comment back. Like some guy commented, "Guess I'm staying in the parking lot." And I wrote, "How are you going to discover any new music there, man? Even if you don't come to our stage, I'm sure there's someone worth discovering." Then some guy was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Well, they just said Jagger Henry." I'm
It's
just
just
going and
it's
having
that
fun in the
elitist,
comments too.
and you know how this is. It's the elitist bullshit with the comments, and
Yeah.
if it's not AC/DC jumping on, nothing wrong with AC/DC, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. You got these old heads who don't really look for new music, and that's kind of what we're here for.
But
You
that's what it's like so funny to me because even back in the day, like before social media.
same
And
thing.
that's where I think we kind of play with our minds a little bit is because before social media, there was like the newspaper, and it
Mhm.
was like rock festival coming to Glasgow, UK, 5 big bands playing, 4 medium bands playing. And
Mhm.
everyone was like, "They're in the newspaper. They're huge. We're going to see them." Never even heard them, but they were in the newspaper. Now
Yeah.
it's like social media. It's like they click. They're like, "Oh, you don't have 1.9 bajillion followers. We're not going to come see your set because the rest of the world doesn't love you."
Oh my God. It is like we just talking about. It is crazy how it's getting so diluted and people just think they could just I mean they could say whatever they want, but yeah,
Yeah.
like you were saying, it really didn't resonate until the whole social media thing blew up. But yeah, now you get lineups, you get a Danny Wimmer lineup of
Oh
Louder Than Life,
yeah.
and everybody's like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!" But fuck Wednesday because of this band and this band.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone has
saying
beef
that.
with somebody. Everybody has their opinion, and the craziest thing is they're probably still there, still in the crowd.
Exactly.
They just have to get it off their chest, and that's okay too. It's like, hey, free therapy. If you need to go make a comment, make a comment. Do whatever you need to do to enjoy your life. But sometimes I just want people to see the perspective that, like, there's some bands out there, and I'm not just saying us, right? Because it could not be us. We could suck for you. But, like, there's bands that are playing, like my friend Sachi Six, or, who else is it? There's so many people on the lineups, it's actually nuts that it's, like, hard to even remember because I feel
Yeah,
like they've just
to
got
go
so
back
many.
into it, unless I'm looking at it right now, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the only other band I know on there is Falling in Reverse.
Yeah, like my friend Sachi Six, Falling in Reverse. Like, they're 2 completely different styles. One's
Mhm.
major, one's minor, but, like, the kid puts on a great live show. So it's like, we try our best too, but it's like, I think people are so different now with how they don't wanna just go check it out and try it out, right? Like, when you go to the shoe store and you put on a pair of shoes, they let you stand up and move your feet, walk back and forth, so just go try it out, listen to a song. If you don't like it,
Then don't listen to it.
sorry.
Exactly. There is something out there for everyone, as I always say about music, and that's why they have people like who was that girl that was on Dr. Phil a few years ago? Hey, you know what? They like her music. Go for it. Bad baby, whatever freaking
She's
name.
beefing now with Alabama Barker.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't
you
even
haven't
know she
heard the
was
new
still
song?
relevant. So
Dude, she dropped a diss track to Travis Barker's kid.
holy shit.
And I was sat watching it because my girlfriend was like, "Yo, check this out." And she has someone who's tattooed and skinny wearing a famous t-shirt and a beanie drumming in the video to look like Travis.
To give her
And I'm like, the way that it's like the whole beef, I'm like, I
just
just don't get it, but it's so entertaining. Like, it's actually crazy how much our minds can draw us into something, and we have no idea about these people, you know?
yeah.
And we're just like, "Wow, she said that about her?" It's like the same thing with Drake and Kendrick. Like,
I
we
was
don't know
just gonna
these
go that
people.
route too. I'm like, so obviously you knowing different styles of music and you're in it. You're ingrained in it. So,
Yeah,
what kind of fun stuff do you see? Obviously you see the diss tracks of both of them, Kendrick and Drake. So,
yeah.
kind of talk about that a little bit with the rock scene. Like, where do you see that going? Because I feel like there's more collaborations out there, but then there also can be
Yeah.
a little bit more, you know,
I mean,
push.
if anyone follows Ronnie Radke on Instagram, he's definitely someone who's not scared to say anything,
Not at all.
you know?
He has
He's
peace with everybody, even himself. So
yeah, it's, like, entertaining sometimes, and then sometimes it's so real that you're like, "Whoa, I have to go investigate this," Like, he's got some valid points, but he's also got some, everyone's, valued their opinion.
yeah, exactly. Everybody's opinion is better than the next, and he definitely thinks his is. So
Yeah,
we've all seen him go after certain people too, and you know what? Whatever makes him sleep at night, good for him.
yeah. I mean,
That's
some of his music is sick.
Oh, I love his music. I mean, as
Yeah.
a person,
Like, Situations is a smash. That was like, I remember seeing that at Warped Tour.
okay. So there you go.
That
And I was actually just saying the other day to somebody too. Actually, he would seems like he would be a fun person to hang out just because the shit he would talk.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to.
You just
I
be
mean, he
you'd
might
be
not get
cracking
along
up
with
the whole
me.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I might just be listening to him just shit talking the whole fucking scene right there. So looking into your shows in a couple weeks here. So we have the 17th, like you said, Whiskey A Go Go. On the 21st, you're going to be in Las Vegas. You're going to be the opener for uh, the Nocturnal Affair. So
Yeah.
have
So
you played with
challenging.
those guys yet?
No, I've not.
So these will be first two shows with them.
Yeah.
And so you haven't played Whiskey, but obviously you've been there, I'm figuring.
Been there a couple times, never played it.
And mentally walking out onto that stage, what do you think you're going to kind of get into vibe wise once you get out there?
Um, just energy. The stage is a little higher than I'm used to.
Yeah, that one's a pretty big one. I've been there once, and it's like what,
Yeah.
10 feet?
Yeah, it's a lifted stage, so I mean, just come out with the energy and hope the energy is matched and put on a show. That's all you can do, right?
Exactly. And you had the music that came out about a year ago, Heart of Thorns. So you have
Yeah.
all that. Do you have anything in the hopper, as you say? Kind of
Yeah,
coming up?
we play like 2 unreleased songs just to,
Awesome.
test them out, and we switch around depending on the show. Like the whiskey one, because we're headlining, we have a longer set, so we might pull 2 or 3 out. And then the one where we're opening, we'll probably pull like 1 or 2.
There you go.
It's
So
just nice to like play something that not everyone,
knows
if they like
music.
look up, because like when I go to concerts, if I'm going with my friends and they're like, "Oh, this band's sick," and they're trying to put me on, I listen to their Spotify. And then it's so cool when you get there and you're like, "Wait, I don't remember listening to this one."
And you
And
get a
you're
brand
like,
new one.
yeah, you get something that's they're like testing the water. It's like a chef when they're making their food and they do a little taste test. I'm
Yep,
just
that's true. That's true. You gotta get it out there to somebody to at least listen to. And then obviously with that show, then you're gonna be going to Vegas, like we said, on the 21st. Have you played Vegas before?
Vegas, no, not with my own band, but I jumped up to do a cover with Sammy Hagar once at his residency, which was really
Name
fun.
dropper. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It was the wildest day of my life, and I hate to even talk about it because I'm like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just saying it to say it," but it's like
Who
Sammy's always
cares?
been a great friend and
Yeah.
always, had value and appreciated everything we do. And the way he just kind of one day was like backstage, he's like, "You want to get up?" Because he knows I love Billy Idol and The Cure.
Okay, I was gonna say, what song was it that you did?
And he was like, "Get up, come sing with me." And I was like, "What?" And I'm like, at this point, I was still new to LA. I just went out there to kind of watch. And he was like, "Just Rebel Yell." And I was like, down. Immediately, I was like, "Don't even ask me again." I was like, "I'm ready. I love that song.
All right.
I'll just pretend I'm in the bar at karaoke."
There you go. You're in Vegas karaokeing with Sammy Hagar. So
Yeah,
you can't get
it
much
was
better.
it was a wild moment, but I don't think we played out there, not with our project yet, so that'll be exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys because I've been pushing the shows, obviously with tag publicity. So I appreciate that allowing us to do
Are
this.
you guys are you guys connected to Tag Records? Is it like the same thing?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I
No.
was so confused when I first saw it. I was like, I've heard that name before as well.
Is there a Tag Records? I'd figure there is, but yeah, Tag
Yeah.
Publicity is the PR company that I'm working with, and like I said, appreciate you doing all this because man, trying to get your shows out there in California, it's fun. There's a lot of photographers and people that want to do it, but obviously there's lots going on in California, so
Yeah.
you got to deal with that. So speaking about that a little bit, how did the wildfires affect you while you're out there?
Fortunately, I was very lucky enough to be in an area where we never had to evacuate.
Okay.
But I know a few of my friends who did. Downtown was just hard to breathe in, especially when I went down there. It was it just kind of like seems like it took a toll more on everybody else than just the people affected. Like you watched everybody's mood change, and it was terrible. I would never wish that on anyone or any state to ever happen.
Yeah.
Seeing people's homes just completely burned to the ground, and then seeing the people who were commenting like it doesn't matter, they're rich.
Yeah.
And I
And
was
a
just
lot of
like,
those houses out there don't even allow fire insurance.
yeah, and
So
they don't.
you're kind
And
of
the
screwed.
insurance was taken away a little bit before.
Mhm.
So it's like it doesn't matter if you have money or not. Some of those people just had that house when they bought it 50 years ago when it was probably like $20,000.
Yeah. And obviously
You
now
know?
it's not, but still.
Yeah, so it's
Eh,
like they might not be rich, they might have just bought it at the right time. And I don't know, it was way too much going on that made you think something's behind this. It was a brain tickler. as I like to call it, because it definitely put me in a mood where I was like, one fire, okay, two, three, four,
And
five.
then just up and taking over a whole area and just wiping
Then
everything.
the water went missing, and I was like, okay.
Where are we?
It's like a kid in middle school when they like draw on the wall with the red crayon. The teacher's like, "Who did that?" And he's got like the red crayon all over his fingers, and he's like, "I have no idea." That's what it felt like.
Just like it's surreal that that shit happens. But
Yeah.
sorry to bring the conversation down a little bit. I just was kind of curious when you mentioned that. Um, so let's go back to what you're listening to now. Do you have any like new artists, any new songs that have just popped recently that you're kind of like really jamming into?
Dude, I'm all over. It's like my gym playlist, especially when I go to the gym to work out. It's the wildest. Like it doesn't even make sense because I didn't really put it in an order where it would like sound like, when you build a set
Yeah.
list, you
Oh
want it
yeah.
to
Exactly.
sound like a story. It's just like rap song, rock song, rap, death metal, post-hardcore.
So
Like it's
you're all over the board with
yeah, I like country, I like rap, I like some hard style, like the EDM. It kind of depends the mood I'm in. Like there's times, and this is something my girlfriend got me into. I'll listen to like rain, like the sound of rain now.
just chilling out there and just listening to it hit your window.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she'll literally put on this like TV video or whatever. It's on YouTube. You can
Oh
like
yeah.
watch a fake fireplace, and it's
Yep.
like the
Big
sound
fireplace.
of the wood crackling, and
Yep.
I'm sat there like, why do I feel relaxed?
Yeah, obviously, there's other ways you can kind of get more relaxed while watching that as well.
Yeah,
You could, shoot one back or smoke one up or whatever the hell you want to do in that case.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
pretty. So what name like one of your favorite current new artists or new songs?
current new artist, I would have to say Kim Dracula. I love it.
Yeah, I have not seen her live, but the music is intense.
Yeah. Uh, I'm not sure if they're like her, he, they. I know they might go by pronouns, but I'm not completely sure.
Okay,
So that's
yeah,
something
I
I have
wasn't
to
sure.
check in on. But they blow me away. Like their music, you think that the song's changed, and you're like, oh, which one's this? And it's still the first
Just
song
the
you were
same
listening
song.
to, and you're like, whoa, Kim Dracula. Um, you know, my friend Freak. Love listening to his stuff. It's just screams. I love it. Static Dress. My
Okay.
friends over the pond in the UK, they're so sick. Like I'm waiting for the day. Like they just toured with Under Oath. They toured with Bring Me.
Oh, okay.
They're like about they're pretty much popping off. They're about to do a US tour, a headline tour for themselves, which I'm excited for because they're definitely ready to do that. Um, they're just sick, you know. I listen to them even though, like, it's funny because like, one time I'll be, like, texting Sam, the drummer, and I'm like, "Dude, what up? Miss you, man." Like, go right back to listen to his music,
Going
and
right
I'm just like but they're sick, and their vision, their art, their whole, like, directive is just unmatched, you know?
Gotcha. So they have a nice little plan for their future
Yeah,
coming up. And
and
for your
then
future of 2025, what else do you have besides Warp Tour? Are you allowed to say anything else? Are there other shows?
there will be a few other shows that we'll be announcing soon.
Okay.
Some fun ones, and I'll definitely loop you back in, and maybe we can do another chat when it comes to those.
And I'm
But
figuring I might find some stuff out in the very near future from your
yeah,
manager. So you never know.
but also we're gonna be playing in LA again in April. We're gonna be doing a benefit show with my friend Noah Thomas.
Okay.
He's an amazing artist, a great human being, and one of the guys who helped produce my EP Heart of Thorns. We're gonna be raising money for cancer awareness.
Awesome. Good
And we're gonna
cause.
be throwing a show at the Moroccan Lounge April 6th, I
Awesome.
think.
So yeah, you got some stuff coming up in the next month, and then like you said, Warp Tour, maybe some new music. We'll see. Make sure you're following Jagger
Yeah.
all over. What's your socials? It's just under your name, right? Just Jagger.
Yeah. Official Jager Bonham is like the title thing, but if you type in Jager Henry, it will pop up. The only reason I had to do the old official Jager Bonham is because too many people were impersonating and trying to sell off things from my family that they definitely didn't have.
Lord.
So, but just Jager Henry on Instagram, Jager Henry on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Check out the music.
All
Tell me
over.
what you think.
Yep.
I'm excited to go read all the other comments right now under the Warped Tour video.
I got to check that out now to see what it says. So
Yeah.
I'll get behind you and back you up on some of these comments too. Well, so
Some people were. There was one guy that was like, he put the person's at and was like this if you think this guy's old. And I was like, this is great.
perfect. But Jagger, man, again, appreciate you joining me today. And yeah, check them out. And they're going to be playing the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. They're going to be
Yeah.
a go-go. You're going to be wearing all your green and shit. At least I don't know.
All green.
All green.
Everything has to be green.
Exactly.
The kit, the base.
Me being Irish, there you go. I'm going to be wearing all green actually starting next week. So I
Yeah.
usually start a week early. And then the 21st, you're going to be playing in Las Vegas. I know that tickets are available for both shows. I know the whiskey one running really low. So if we can get any ticket sales, make sure you jump on his page and do that. But again, Jagger, appreciate you, dude.
Thank you so much.
And we will definitely talk soon. And for everybody else, thanks for watching the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show. Also listening too, because it's on the radio. So there you go.